All right, welcome back. So in this particular topic, we're going to do object masking. So with the tool, we have this preset here called 360 video object only. What that's going to do is you essentially mask for the object that you want to isolate, then invert those masks. Don't use them in alignment because you mask out too much, and then export out as a cube map with the masks, which you can then use to isolate what's going on. So once you've picked, basically it's a standard 360 video, you can kind of see here. So I extracted that in the normal way. Then under masking, I've actually got a sort of custom one in here where I've got car, van, camper van, truck, bus, motorbike, trying to get this object selected, because on quite a few frames it didn't get it selected at all, and it also selected other objects in there as well. So you can see here I had to do paint masks, so I've got a missing one, so I'll show you how to fix that. So you go to paint, we've got our boost on, which we can just turn off, and then you just paint it over that bit, and so when it combines them, that then all goes black basically. And stepping through, I sort of had to go through and mask out some of those. You can see against the sky, doesn't do a perfect kind of mask. I think that's another one I skipped there. And also make sure it's not masking too much. So I found like this little footwell, I had to erase some of the masks as well. But you end up with, if the masking's good and clean, so like there's a good example where it's not kept those, so it's like an erase mask or something. So just left click dragging over those. Basically it was pretty quick to fill in this, and so this one I didn't get any masking, and you can erase into it. You can get smaller if you really wanted to get in tight, but I'll show you the result. It wasn't, I mean, this isn't a great scan, hands up, to be honest. I would love to go back and redo it, but the principle's there. So you would run your masking, invert AI masks is checked on within this workflow, and so that's why you'll get this. You may need to drag the slider to do it. It's actually saving a file, I think in the masks folder. Yeah, you see this AI inverted thing. So rather than actually re-output the files, it basically just writes this little file and says, hey, I'm inverted, and does it that way. So you get your masking, paint any fixes or full masks erased from them, and you can just change the opacity of that down to see where you're painting on. And we'll go through all of those. And so this is the result. You can see some of those I haven't even painted all the masks out properly. So you do all of that, and then you can just hit this combine masks, and then essentially that's going to take the AI ones and the paint ones and combine them. So that's what you get with it inverted. And then the AI ones are like that, and then the paint ones are like that. So these are the arranged frames. So they all kind of work normally, and then we do the invert on the combined data. So just be aware of that. So I've got the object masked, and same sort of thing where we'll get our cubic output. Sorry, not colmap, cubic. And what we can do is just going into post shot just to show you. We grab the images and the sparse, drop that on, open up the image masks, and then drop that on. Now the key thing is to change this to remove background, and then you can start training. Oh, got a crash. Probably because I found post shot, if you adding and opening and closing, it tends to get a bit flaky. So let's do the same thing. Put the masks back in, set that to remove background, and then click import. Now this will start training. I didn't quite get high enough to get the roof properly, but I did a very low set, about 3 or 4 heights in here. And then if I turn off the sparse cloud and the cameras, you can see it's generating the Gaussian splat just for the object. I did find some issues on the final result, which I'll pause this, just close it, because I've got the final trained one I prepared earlier. I did notice, and this would be going back to fix the masks, I would say, is that like this structure isn't too bad, like around the wing mirror, but on the other side it got sort of masked out on several frames, and so you can see here it's not quite got a good framing. It's very tricky, you know, conditions in that there wasn't much space between it, and the footpath was quite narrow, but it does show potential of Gaussian splats being for asset capture, you know, because once you've got these in here, you can start moving them around, duplicating them, etc. Well, maybe I don't want to rotate that, but you get the point. You could then, you know, at a certain distance, these will hold up pretty well. So it could be a nice way of getting multiple trucks in, that kind of thing. Yeah, so that's just a quick demo of how to do the object masking.